الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الحمد لله الذي يجيبني حين أناديه ويستر علي كل عورة وأنا أعصيه ويعظم النعمة علي فلا أجازيه. نحمده ونسبحه ونقدسه على آلائه ونعمائه، ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأن سيدنا محمدا عبده ورسوله أرسله بالهدى ودين الحق ليظهره على الدين كله. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك وترحم على محمد وآل محمد كأفضل ما صليت وسلمت وباركت وترحمت على إبراهيم وآل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. وصل اللهم وسلم على جميع الأنبياء والمرسلين والأوصياء والصديقين وعترة نبيك الطيبين الطاهرين والخلص من أصحابه المنتجبين ومن تبعهم بإحسان وإيمان إلى يوم الدين. عباد الله، أوصيكم وأوصي نفسي بتقوى الله ولزوم أمره. قال الله سبحانه وتعالى في كتابه الكريم: أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم، بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب أوزعني أن أشكر نعمتك التي أنعمت علي وعلى والدي وأن أعمل صالحا ترضاه وأصلح لي في ذريتي إني تبت إليك وإني من المسلمين. صدق الله العلي العظيم. This is one of the verses of supplication in the Quran. In the Quran there are ayatul dua, verses that are in the form of supplication. ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا وأخطأنا ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة رب اغفر لي ولوالدي وارحمهما. These are verses of supplication that you can recite them in your supplication, in the prayers, outside the prayers. This is one of the most important du'as and supplications. Rabbi awzi'ni, enable me, inspire me, an ashkura ni'mataka allati an'amta alay, to give thanks to the many blessings that you offered me, you bestowed upon me, alayya wa ala waliday, and upon my parents too, not just me. If I am a good person today, it's because of my parents. It's because of my mother, because of my father, because of their efforts, because of their sacrifices, because of their tireless time that they spent, the investment that they did for me in my life. Alayya wa ala waliday. Wa an a'mala salihan. My goal in this life, my only goal in this life, an a'mala salihan. I do righteousness. My work is not fasid, is not corrupt. Anything I do for myself, for my family, for my country, for my community, for people, is salih, is righteous, is good, is fruitful, is productive. An a'mala salihan tardah. The salih that you like, not I like. Sometimes we like things, but it is not salih. We think it is salih, it is righteous, it is good, but it is not. The salih, the type of salih and righteous that you accept and you approve. An a'mala salihan tardah. And then the other request is very important. Wa aslih li fi dhurriyyati. Make my progeny and my children, make them righteous for me. Aslih li fi dhurriyyati. Not just my parents are righteous, but my children. And how to make our children righteous? Only by dua. Dua alone is not enough. It has to be joined with amal, with action, with effort, with sacrifices. Our children are amana. God has given us children, whether they are 1 or 2 or 3 or 5 or 10. They are amana, trust. And we have to value it. We have to cherish it. We have to work to develop them, to grow them, to help them to grow mentally, spiritually, morally, socially, to be true human beings. We're going to leave Our assets in this life are our children, not your buildings that you leave behind, not your buildings, not your money. Your real money, your real wealth are your children, your kids that you leave behind. Those are your assets. Those are the one who might interfere with God. They interfere to help their parents after death. The story of Isa alayhi salam, who passed by a grave and he heard screaming and shouting coming out of that grave. He asked God, God, what's happening here? God said to him, someone, a sinner, being punished in his grave. He came back the following year, he heard nothing. No voices coming out of it. It was quiet. Again he asked God, why it is quiet? What happened to this man? God revealed to him, Awhallah ilayh, Ya Isa, O Isa, this man, this sinner that you heard him screaming last year, قد بلغ له ولد فأصلح طريقا وآوى يتيما فغفرنا للأب بسبب ولده. He had a boy. He reached the age of responsibility and maturity. This boy paved the path, the way, the road in his village for people. He paved the road for people to walk on a paved road. And he sheltered an orphan. We decided to forgive the father who is sinner because of the conduct of the son, the young son. Your kids are your assets. Take care of them. Thus the Prophet ﷺ says, من حق الولد على الوالد ثلاث. The rights of children upon their parents are three rights, three important rights. Number one, أن يحسن اسمه. At the time of birth or before birth, choose a good name for your son and daughter. Good name, an inspiring name, a name that has meaning, meaningful name. In some cultures, they choose a name which is meaningless or it has bad meaning. Na'san, Ju'an, Mutlag, whatever. These names are bad names or Jahili names, the names of Jahiliyyah. Choose خير الأسماء. The Prophet ﷺ says the best names ما عبد وحمد. The one which begins with Abd, Abdullah, Abdul Hamid, Abdul Khaliq, and Hummid, the name of a Prophet Muhammad, Muhammad ﷺ. Especially us, the religious community, when you name your kids, give them Islamic names, the name of the Prophet and Ahlul Bayt, and inspiring names. These are meaningful, full of meaning, full of inspiration. The name is his identity. He's going to grow with that name. Don't give him bad names or Jahili name or a name of the kuffar, people who perished, people who are sinners. Some people call their kids, I've seen it in some, Fir'aun. There are no more names except Fir'aun. Fir'aun, God says about him in the Quran, يَقْدِمُ قَوْمَهُ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ فَأَوْرَدَهُمُ النَّارِ. He's going to lead his community into hellfire. Are you proud? You call your son Fir'aun? So this is naming your son is a big responsibility. Your son and your daughter, both. The parents, they agree before birth. Let them take their time. Don't rush yourself. Don't follow a desire. Well, I saw in my dream that I have this name. No. Sit with your wife, consult, and choose the right name for your daughter and your son. This is number one. Number two, وَأَنْ يُزَوِّجَهُ. To try to help him. Not arranged marriage. No, don't get me wrong. I'm not speaking about arranged marriage. Give him or her the freedom to find a partner, but with consultation with you. A partner who's not materialistic. A partner who does not mention the first thing on their lips is money. How much money you have. Whether you have an apartment or how much you make a month. These types of questions are dangerous. A person who says, what type of father are you going to be for my children? What type of mother are you going to be for my children? Do you have enough commitment? Can I depend on you? Can I trust you? Is our marriage for the good values, Islamic values, moral values, human values, or not? These things are important. Try to find your son, your daughter, help them to find a moral partner, not materialistic partner. This is number 2. Number 3 is the most important responsibility of the father towards his children. وَأَنْ يُعَلِّمَهُ, education. This is his capital. If you want your son to be successful in this life and the hereafter, then ta'lim is important. Then put your money, your effort, your time on their education. From the beginning, when they are 2 years old, don't send them to the wrong preschool, to the wrong kindergarten. Send them to somewhere where they build their character, Islamic character, moral character. It's worth it. This is the best investment, my friends. The best investment is to spend your money on raising your son in the best educational institution that not only teaches them science and math and physics, but akhlaq and values. Our worth today, the worth of the insan, the value of the insan lies in his or her principle, in his or her values, the values you follow. If you have values, you are full insan. But if someone does not have value, there is no difference between him and cattle and animals. And these values are taught in a good institution, in an Islamic institution. Not in public schools. Not anymore. Maybe 40, 50 years ago, public schools were good. But nowadays I'm afraid of what they teach our kids in public schools. And you have to worry about that. You have to worry about the future of your son and your daughter. If you send them to the right institution, right place, you don't worry about their future. You go home and you put your head on the pillow with peace of mind. If the foundation are built in a good manner, then don't worry. Don't worry about your daughter, what she's going to end up, where she's going to end up, or your son. Build the foundations. Foundations are important. When we build the good foundations, when they are little kids, we don't worry. We are not going to worry about their dunya, neither the akhirah. Both the dunya and the akhirah. We do our job and we leave the rest with God. God is not going to let you down. God, when He sees you as a mother, as a father, being sincere and dedicated to protect your kids, to raise your kids, to bring them up in a safe way, in a moral way, in a healthy way, in a religious way, then He's going to do His job again. God does not betray anyone. God says, you begin, let me see you being sincere and taking care of your kids. When you do your share, I am going to do my share. I promise you. I promise you. I'll keep an eye on your son, on your daughter. But sometimes we fail. Sometimes we fail. We send them to best schools to study academic excellence, to get academic excellence, which is good, which is very much needed, academic excellence. We do not undermine that. But we do not worry about the akhlaq, about religion. We don't worry. This is why sometimes we lose our kids. But from the beginning, if we put these hand in hand, both of them are important. Academic excellence plus the religious studies, the akhlaq studies, the manner. These are important. We want to raise leaders, not just an average son or daughter. We need leaders in this country. We need leaders who carry the amana, who are proud of their Islam, proud of their religion. We have to instill in them the values, the connection with God, the connection with the Prophet Muhammad, and also, very equally important, the connection with Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam. With the Prophet, we need to teach them the values of Ahlul Bayt, the family of the Prophet, the inheritors of the Prophet, the successors of the Prophet. They have to be proud about it. Once you instill these values in them, don't worry about them. Khalas, they are safe. They're going to be قُرَّةَ أَعْيُنٍ وَالَّذِينَ يَقُولُونَ رَبَّنَا هَبْ لَنَا مِنْ أَزْوَاجِنَا وَذُرِّيَّاتِنَا قُرَّةَ أَعْيُنٍ. A cause of glad tidings, a cause of comfort for you. You don't worry about them. And I know many in my community here, in this community, I know your kids. When you invested in your kids from the beginning, from their early childhood, when they were 2 years old, 3 years old, you brought them to the masjid, to the Sunday Islamic school, Saturday Islamic school, the regular Islamic school. Now your kids now in their 20s and 30s, they are leaders in this community. I'm proud of them. This is because of your work, the parents' work. But when we neglect our kids, we don't take care of Islamic studies, Islamic akhlaq and manners, we pay the price later on. We pay the price. So these are the 3 rights. Choose a good name for your son and daughter. Help them to choose the right partner for their life, and also وَأَنْ يُعَلِّمَهُ بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر وصلى الله وسلم على سيدنا محمد وأهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين نحمده ونسبحه ونقدسه ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأن سيدنا محمدا عبده ورسوله أرسله بالهدى ودين الحق ليظهره على الدين كله. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك وترحم على محمد وآل محمد كأفضل ما صليت وسلمت وباركت وترحمت على إبراهيم وآل إبراهيم في العالمين إنك حميد مجيد. وصل اللهم وسلم على خلفاء نبيك وأوصيائه وأهل بيته وأحبته علي أمير المؤمنين وقائد الغر المحجلين، وعلى البضعة الطاهرة فاطمة الزهراء سيدة نساء العالمين، وعلى سبطي نبي الرحمة وسيدي شباب أهل الجنة الحسن والحسين عليهما السلام، وعلى علي بن الحسين ومحمد بن علي وجعفر بن محمد وموسى بن جعفر وعلي بن موسى ومحمد بن علي وعلي بن محمد والحسن بن علي، والإمام الخلف الهادي المهدي عجل الله تعالى فرجه وسهل مخرجه وجعلنا من أنصاره وأعوانه. عباد الله، أوصيكم وأوصي نفسي بتقوى الله ولزوم أمره. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وقل رب أدخلني مدخل صدق وأخرجني مخرج صدق واجعل لي من لدنك سلطانا نصيرا. صدق الله العلي العظيم. For more than 25 years, we had the aspiration and the intention of starting a full-time Shia Islamic school in this area. But we could not achieve this goal because of many reasons. I don't want to go into these reasons. Because of many obstacles. Now, after 26 years since we started the Islamic Educational Center of Orange County in 1996, now there is a group of honest, professional, sincere, serious and dedicated leaders in your community, men and women in this community, who see the need and the urgency of establishing a Shia Islamic full-time school in this area. We cannot achieve this goal without the commitment, the participation, the contribution, the help, the support of you, the parents, the fathers, the mothers, the grandfathers, the grandmothers. A successful school is based on the collaboration and the cooperation of the staff, the teachers, the administration of the school, and the parents. The parents. If parents do not help, no school, no matter how much money they have, can succeed. It's a partnership, and this partnership is very important. Why do we need an Islamic school? I remember 25 years ago when I used to mention the name of a school, the argument was, We live in Irvine, in Orange County. The school system is the best in the nation. Maybe academically is the best in the nation. But it's not only about academia. It's not only about science and math. We have people who are genius in science and math and physics and chemistry. But when it comes to akhlaq, they are not good. An Islamic school is based on two important pillars. One, academic success. Second, the best of the akhlaq, the best of the manner, building the character. My friends, God created us physically. لَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ فِي أَحْسَنِ تَقْوِيمٍ, in the best shape. He did his job. But when it comes to morally and spiritually, he wants me to build myself. He did not created me perfect. Because if he creates me perfect from first day, why did he send me to this life? He should send me to paradise right away. There is no meaning, no reason to come into this life. We came into this life to grow, to excel, to develop, to create this nafs, to control this nafs, to build this nafs, to build the character. And a person without good character and sound character and Islamic and moral character is nothing. Is more dangerous than a beast. See what is happening today. I was reading in the news last night that both Russia and Ukraine both are targeting the electricity system of each other. Meaning that this winter they're going to live in darkness, in cold and darkness. What sort of a human are those? A person who has no regards for human lives, for people who are sick in the hospitals, for the elderly, for the children, for the families. Can you call this a person, a human being? Is this person a human being? We need to build the character. Building your sons and your daughters Islamic character will make them safe, will make them real insan, real human. You don't worry about them. This is the job of a good Islamic, full-time Islamic school. And not every full-time Islamic school are doing good in this nation. Not all of them. Either academically they are sub-zero, or even when it comes to akhlaq, they are sub-zero. We are speaking about a good school, headed by responsible, committed people, honest people, who care about the future of your kids. It's important to build their character. Do not take chances in leaving your kids without Islamic studies, without Islamic learning, without Islamic akhlaq. You will pay the price later on. You're going to suffer later on. It's worth it, even if you borrow money to pay the tuition of your son who goes to a good Islamic school. Not any Islamic school, a good Islamic school. We are witnessing here nowadays, we are witnessing the normalization in public schools in this country, normalization of shameful acts, immoralities, a negative narrative, negative ideological and moral narrative in this country. How do we counter it? How do you go to bed and feel peace when you go to when you know your daughter, your son is going to a school spending between 5 to 8 hours a day with some teachers, not all teachers, who are teaching them things that goes against your principle, your religion, your akhlaq, your values. How do you go to bed and sleep in peace? We have to think about this. We have to counter this negative, ideological and moral narrative. We have to counter it. And the only way you counter it, it's not just by bringing them to Salatul Jumu'ah once a week. It's not enough. Your kids spend 5 to 8 hours, an average, daily, with someone who's foreign. He speaks the same accent, he's friendly, they are smiling, but the things that they put in your kids' brain and mind are different, are dangerous. And you know, many of our kids, they fall in love with their teachers. They like you. I don't blame them. Teachers are nice. Teachers are very friendly. But when they teach something wrong, this is the danger. I have nothing against a teacher or a school as a teacher, as a human being. I have a problem with what they teach our kids. It's dangerous. Dangerous. You cannot take it away from their head when he spends 8 hours with his sweetie, lovely, friendly teacher at a school. You cannot deconstruct what she learned or he learned in the school. It's very difficult. It's very challenging. Therefore, you have to have your own institution. You have to have people who are dilsous. Dilsous, they care about your kids. He considers your son, your daughter, his own children, and he fears God. And he teaches nothing but what to bring the pleasure of God. Not the pleasure of the society, the government, or the lobbies here or there. He doesn't care about them. All what he cares about God. Whatever makes God happy. And we need to begin this. There are good schools in this area, Sunni and Shia schools. They are doing well, alhamdulillah, but they are not enough. We need to begin, and we are not competing with any school. We need more schools in this country. This is how we build the foundations of the Islamic community, Islamic society. We have to take care of the new generation. Still those who are unborn, I am worried about them. I am worried about Muslim kids who are going to be born in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years from now. What sort of values are they going to face in this society? Are they going to really keep their faith? I don't know. But we have to do the work. We need leaders. We need to build leadership in this country. We need a school that teaches them Islamic values, Islamic manners, good character. When they have good character based on honesty, based on fearing God and loving God and being with God. To teach them the love of Ahlul Bayt, to be proud that they are Muslims. He can say it openly. Wherever he goes, he says, yes, I'm a Muslim. I'm a follower of the Quran. I'm the follower of Prophet Muhammad. I'm a follower of Imam Ali and Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam. And this happens only when we establish a full-time Islamic school, inshallah. We need your help. This is something serious. I said to the team, we have an excellent team. All of them are better than me, all of them. In their taqwa, in their faith, in their commitment. I am the least. If I am considered one of them, I am the least. They are better than me. Professional, they are putting their time, not charging any money. Some of them are driving 2 hours to get here for the meetings, for the preparation. The leadership, the team is excellent, is number one in our community. We have to support them. We do what we have to do, we leave the rest with God. Maybe we cannot establish it, but at least when I stand before God, I said, God, I tried my best. But we need your help. And if you help, this dream is going to come true, inshallah ta'ala. Allahumma aghfir lil mu'minina wal mu'minat, wal muslimina wal muslimat, al-ahya'i minhum wal amwat. تابع اللهم بيننا وبينهم بالخيرات إنك مجيب الدعوات إنك غافر الخطيئات إنك ماحي السيئات وجاعلها حسنات إنك على كل شيء قدير وعجل اللهم في فرج قائدنا وإمامنا صاحب العصر والزمان وإلى أرواح المؤمنين والمؤمنات ثواب الفاتحة مع الصلاة على محمد وآل محمد.